High threshold 4. The high threshold 4, we're going to take you through a Kinoga, which is Kinetic Yoga. I know what you're thinking. You're like, yoga? Oh, come on, Jay. I came here for a performance plan. This is a performance plan because the Kinoga is a grouping of exercises that we do in one smooth, continuous movement. And the cool part about it is, I don't care if you're a golfer or not, we're going to have 18 holes of Kinoga. It's a load of fun. You're going to get to feel what it feels like to see if you can get around this whole circuit without making any mistakes. If you do, you get par. If you hop, move, lose your balance, or fall over, you get a bogey. Okay, let's get started. We want to start the Kinoga. I want you guys to make it through 18 holes of Kinoga. Here we go. Left knee up into your chest. Now what I want you to do is we're going to loosen up these hips. We're going to open up the hips and squeeze that right glute as hard as you can so you're nice and tall, erect through your spine. Then we're going to take that left leg and we're going to take it cross body. Across the body, perfect. Now from there we're going to go into a single leg deadlift. We call these airplanes because you kind of look like an airplane. You're balanced on one leg, your pelvis is square to the floor, arms are out to the side. Now drive that knee back up to the middle, hold, and back down. If you have a little wobble, I call that scrambling for par. That's fine. But if your foot hops or you touch down with the other foot, that's a bogey. Bring the knee back up to the chest, hold, good. Now, we're going to drop down laterally into a side lunge and back up. We got 10 reps here. So as she's dropping down, I want her to think about hip hinging. That hip is driving back behind her. The knee is inside the big toe, so your left big toe. I don't want the knee diving laterally and getting on the outside of your foot. I want your foot to feel like your heel, the ball of your foot are intact with the floor, and the knee is driving forward as the hips hinge backwards. The right leg is straight throughout this whole movement. 10 reps. On the last one, you're going to hold it up at the top. Beautiful. Oh, she scrambled for par. Fantastic. Let's take that same leg and we're going to drop that left leg back. Now what we're going to do is this. We're going to drop down into a lunge position and rotate. So that right arm up. This is our reverse lunge rotational sling stretch. Good. And now drive back up, knee up, and back into that same position again. Knee back up. Now that left leg is going to drop back, straight back. So it's straight leg. We're going to drop our right hand on the inside of my foot. And then we're going to open up my chest up to the ceiling. Look up at your hand. Look up at the ceiling. Try and get the best rotation you can. I want the hand that's on the floor, hopefully on the inside of your foot. I don't want all the pressure being put on the hand. Support it with your core and bring that hand back down. Let's rotate the other way. So now this one might be a little tougher. I want that knee to be squeezed to the midline. Open up the chest, again, looking up at the ceiling. That hand goes back on the floor, so both hands are on the floor. And now what we're going to do is just feel how those hips are sinking in. We're going to drive the right leg back, so we're in a plank position. Okay, whew. That was tough. We're now in a plank position. Now the challenge comes. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to go down into what I call the bottom of a hover. It's the bottom of a push-up position. We're going to hold that hover. Now, before you go there, Lindsay, because you know this is the tough part, if you guys get fatigued at home, just push yourself back up into a straight arm plank. But if you can, try and stay down in the hover as long as we do and go through this activity list with us. Here we go. Drop down to the bottom of the hover. You're not touching the floor. You're hovering off the ground about maybe 2 to 3 inches. Now, shimmy forward and back. So you're just moving yourself forward and back on your hands. Side to side, circles right, circles left, and press back up into your push-up position. Now from here, keeping your feet together, we're going to rotate onto our left arm, so we're in a side plank. So you're in a side plank here. Look, she's looking down the floor. Her shoulders, hips, feet are all in one straight line. Beautiful. Hand goes back down. Other side, open up. Beautiful. Again, looking down on the floor. Squeeze the hips forward so your shoulders, hips, feet are all in one line. Hand goes back on the floor. Beautiful. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. That right foot goes right back where it was. I want it right beside that hand. Beautiful. Feel how loose those hips feel now. Remember the first time we got in this position what you felt like? How good does it feel right now? Now, from there, all we're going to do is stand all the way up into a standing position. Hold. Yes, you can put your foot down, Lindsay. That's 9 holes. I'm going to give her par. She did fantastic. Scrambled a few times for par, but did a great job. Let's see what you can do on the backside. Right leg up into your chest. Hold that. Now, on the backside, I'm gonna give you some opportunities to get birdies and eagles. What? Yes. Now, you don't have to go for them, but if you do, and you successfully do them, great. If you don't, you're gonna end up with a bogey. Open up that hip. Good. Cross body, pull it across the body. Good. Now, from that position, we're gonna go from knee to the chest. We're gonna go down into the airplane. Here's your opportunity for a birdie. From there, if you wanna take some bank turns, you can rotate, both ways. That's a birdie, knee back to the chest. Good. On this next one, we're gonna go back to the airplane. You're gonna take your bank turns if you want. It's still your first birdie, but if you want an eagle, do it with your eyes closed. It's a sucker pin, but some people go for it. Oh, and knee back to the chest, scrambles for par. Fantastic. Just makes it. I'm gonna give her a par on that one. I'm gonna take away the eagle, and here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take that same leg, we're gonna drop down laterally. Good hip hinge. Now watch what's happening here. Stay at the bottom. That knee is on the inside of her toe. Hips are hinging backwards. Left leg is straight. I love it. Drive back up. You got 8 more. Good. And really push off that leg that's on the ground. Push off that leg and drive yourself back up vertically. Good. And knee to the chest. Now we're going to take that right leg. We're going to drop it back behind us. We're going to drop our back knee down and reach up with our right hand and rotate. This is that rotational sling from the fingertip all the way through. Just getting a great rotational sling stretch. Come back up, knee to chest. Drop back down. Rotate it again. Great. Knee to chest. Good. Now that knee's going to drop back. That right leg's going to stay straight. You're going to drop down with your left hand inside the foot and then open up your chest. Beautiful. Good. Try switching without touching the floor. Just switch. Oh, amazing. Whoa, there we go. We got a little bobble there. Luckily, she got a birdie with the airplane thing. She just lost it. We're back to par. And both hands down on the floor. Back to your plank position. Now you're going, oh my God, do we have to do this again? Yes. Now here comes the hover. This is like the back 9 is way harder than the front 9. We're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna drop down to the hover. Let's go down to the bottom. Shuffle forward and back. Good. Side to side. Circles right. Circles left. And then stay centered. Now, this time when we push up, we're going to push up into the side plank. And if you want a birdie, go up into a starfish at the top. Here we go. Press up. Side plank, starfish. Hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. Fantastic. Back down. But down in the hover, push up, side plank starfish. Good, hips forward, squeeze. Hands back down into the plank position. Now, this is where we get a little funky. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna jump into a deep squat, keeping the hands on the ground. Here we go, jump into the deep squat. Perfect, sit into the heels, palms facing you, palms facing you. Now, reach up with the palms as high as you can, sitting into your heels, nice and tall through the T-spine. Push through the floor with your heels and stand all the way up. Good, hold, 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 hold. Right arm as high as you can. Booyaka, that is the Kinoga. I hope you guys made it through. Keep your score. You can always hit us up on social media. Let us know what you scored. And that's 18 holes of Kinoga. Lindsay, what did we finish up with? I think we're gonna give you a 2 under par.
Perfect.
It's pretty good. Yeah, pretty
Red
good.
Numbers.
Red numbers. 2 under par. You know what? It might not win the tournament, but you do that for 4 days and you just might win the whole thing. So fantastic. Guys, do this Kinoga as often as you can. It is a core stability, mobility workout. It's all that put into one, and it's a lot of fun. So enjoy the Kinoga, and if you do it regularly, it will take your game to the next level.